Hi friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So there's a couple things that I moved to this day from earlier in the calendar. One is Christmas all year, but we're going to do a few other things before I put that all up on the wall. I also have the Tidy Up Challenge, which was yesterday. I just didn't have time to fit that in. Scrapalicious, and we have the state fabrics. There's still some more state fabrics coming in, so hopefully that's slowing down because I have enough. I have all the states now, but we're going to look at what came in there. Okay, so first things first, it is Senior Citizens Day. So I thought, well, what makes you a senior citizen? It's an age, but it also can be a mindset. So I was doing a little research and found out that there's actually people who, as soon as they retire, they consider themselves senior citizens. Okay, so that's your definition. That's fair. I believe my mother-in-law did that. As soon as she retired, she kept calling herself an old lady. I don't know why she used that term, but I think that's what she meant, is that she was retired. And also a lot of people, a lot of businesses, when they give you senior discounts and things like that, the age 65, which means I'm a senior citizen. What? And then there's your mindset, which, I think some of you might not feel like you're a senior citizen until you're 90 years old. So, hey, high five to that. But it is Senior Citizens Day, which across the world, people will do things for seniors. You might give a call, check on your neighbor, do some charity work, something like that. So if you are doing any of those things, you can share them here at YouTube in the comments or over at the Fireside Chat at Facebook. All right, let's do a Tidy Up Challenge. Okay, we have things that need cleaned periodically. Let me grab this. So this is gross, dusty. So look at the top. Because that's kind of a rubbery surface, I need to pull that out, which can be pulled. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to clean these weirdo little things that we have. Pick some today. They also mine is near my thread basket, so it gets thread in there. So basically this pops out there like this. Okay, grab it. Yeah, see, it's in there nice and good. So, oh, look at that. See, that's what's come through the holes, because you can see through there. And so I'm just going to run this in some warm water and maybe some dish soap, and maybe put it in a bowl and let it get clean. So I'm going to clean that. I have a few of those. Plus, the other thing is cleaning out. I don't know about you, but I like to use my mugs to just store some things in different places. And so, that one's not too bad. But thread, dust gets in there. So I've got a jar with pens, jar with scissors, several jars of pens, several jars of scissors. So those will all get cleaned today. That's the Tidy Up Challenge for you. So go ahead and clean out those places that we just don't get to, maybe like once a year. Maybe you do yours more often. It's like, I do not. All right, let's talk about the Scrapalicious. What I have on the calendar are those scrap blocks that I did for the book tour of my friends Shannon and Jason. So did their book tour, and I started a little upsized version of their Don Quixote block. That block there. So, and then I decided I was going to put little thin red sashing. Do you remember that? So here are the rest of the block. I have not made any blocks lately, but I have them down there. So I haven't made any, mostly because I got working on those pears, and so I didn't get any more. Now this was the red that I found, but I only had a small piece of it, and it was one of Bev McCulloch's older fabrics. And so I wrote to her, and she said this of her new basic, this was like from a fabric line. So she said this is her new basic, and maybe it wasn't that one. This was one I was auditioning. Wait, that wasn't it. That was another one. Hold on there. So here was her one. This was from her fabric line, which was like her second fabric line. And so she said this one here was about the same shade. So this is a little bit lighter, but it is really, really close. You know, and mostly it's, it's just, I needed a smaller image. I don't want a big image. This is the blossom, which is a little bit darker still. Okay, so I have this, which I am just going to put up on the wall and then show you real quick. Look how cool that is. So here is where it's going. So it's just a little bit of red, and I just wanted a little bit of texture in the fabric. Texture meaning design, like tone on tone, not like a high contrast design. Like I don't want a big floral here. I want something that reads mostly solid but is not solid. And I wanted to have just those little skinny strips. That'll be my sashing. So there's how it looks. Oh, how fabulous. And I believe I'm going for 12 blocks, so 3x4 setting. And so I have plenty of that. So I got some of that. And that's I didn't make any more though. So I will have to get that on the list after the pears. But let's look at the pears. I have been sewing pears from this fruit salad book from Joanna at Fig Tree. And they're coming out so cute. So I'm using not the layout in her book. Her layout in her book has more border treatment and those little spacer blocks. I am doing not the checkerboard or those little spacers. I'm just doing the pears, and then I will just use a plain piece of fabric here, and then a solid, well, not solid, but my border will be this gorgeous, this. Either this or I have it in white too. I think I get this one for the border and this for the backing. But let's see how many I have. I have this many. I only have 5 more to make. Let's take a look. I'll put them up on there. Look at them. So I went ahead and hung this up for the border. So pretty. So I have 5 more, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the sashings and the spacing. So yes, look at them. So let me just show you. I'll just go close. For each of the pears, I switched some of the leaves around, like here's this direction and then there's that direction. Most of them are this direction, which is the pattern. And I've got ones that are primarily yellow, the peaches, a little bit more orangey. And then I have, there's like a peach, yeah, that's peach too. But then I did like a green and yellow, kind of following peach and yellow, kind of following what she had in the book for layout. When I get the other ones done, I'll have to rearrange them by color and, sort of sprinkle them around. But each one has, all of the backgrounds are the same per block. That just made it easier for me to think through what I was doing rather than making it kind of wildly scrappy. And I'll probably also do the same as the pattern, which is the same fabric for the verticals. And then I'll do scrappy for alternating squares on these drops, the ones that are shorter. Okay, so there are the pears. You really should make this. You really need the fruit salad book. It is so darling. The fruit salad book has just so many stinking cute things in it. So you really, really need it. There's, then there's some smaller quilts in the back, and with all the different fruits, and it's just so cute. Even some little pin bowlies, they're called, like these teeny little pillows that you just fill a bowl with, and they're so cute. And then look at these guys. Besides the bigger quilts that you can do. Just so much fun. And the pears, I am so delighted. If the pears are done before the end of September, they can go be displayed. So hopefully they'll be done and quilted, and then I'll get binding on it so I can use them in my living room now. That would be super, super fun. Okay, I'm going to take these down and put up Christmas all year. And on to Christmas All Year. This is the sampler we're doing from my friend Wendy's book, where we did this quilt together right here. And then she decided to do a sampler for this year called Christmas All Year, which is just so brilliant. And we're doing parts of the quilts made into this sampler. So here are the blocks so far. Joy, joy, joy. I think that's my favorite part. And after this month, we have 2 more months of blocks. Next month, September and October will be blocks. If you're making your border now, well, then you'll be able to assemble it and then have it quilted at the end of October, beginning of November, so that it can be used this December, which is my plan. So my plan, and actually all of my strips are done. I just don't have them hanging up there. So this month we are doing the peppermints, and the peppermints come from the original Joy, Joy, Joy quilt. So there is the quilt. And it's got, so we use those letters already. And then the peppermints there are what we're making. And the peppermints are just, they're pinwheels. So they're pinwheels with little curves done over to, you know, make them round looking. Now she did hers and I did mine as well with just 2 colors. Now if you wanted to make it look more like a peppermint circle, like the candies, you could make this part here a different color, and then these are the background. You know, your sew and flip corners would be the background. So that would give you a totally different look to the peppermint. So you might want to do that, but these are kind of like pinwheel peppermints. And remember, at her website, you can get the link directly to it from my project page, is the layout. So she's done the layout already, so you can be sewing things together. Now this month we can't really sew the peppermints to anything because the blocks are the blocks I go to haven't been made yet, unless you're working ahead. And I know sometimes people work ahead, particularly if you get to a certain point and you have maybe something you want to actually be doing with this, or you have a deadline of other projects, so you want to wrap this one up. So you have everything you need. You have the book and you have the layout. But here are all the blocks. What I'm going to do is, you have 4 gold. I did colorations very similar to Wendy's sampler, very similar to the picture. So I have gold and red pinwheels. So I'm going to put them up there and get the other camera. Wow, wow, wow. This is just so fun. That just pulls things together. Now there are trees that go up there, and then there's a piece block. I think they're called a crown block, and a tree, some crown blocks. So I think no, there's some trees here, more trees. So there's going to be a bunch of trees. So if you want to get started on trees after you do these or your border, feel free. So the fabrics I used were the gold grunge. All the golds are the same, the gold grunge. And then from the fabric line I'm working with, I did a different red for each of the peppermints. Now when I set these, I am going to be very sure that, like, I don't want this to have that same fabric. I don't want this one to be that same fabric. So they will be different fabrics because they're very close to each other. Like where I have them at right now is perfect. I wouldn't probably change that. Oh, well, maybe this one. No, I don't know. That one there, but this kind of far enough away that I think it's okay. It's okay because it's not right above that J. Yeah, so I'll take a picture of that, and so at least I have a starting point. But doesn't that look darling? Yes, it does. So stinking cute. Think this is amazing and you haven't started yet, you can still start. Go ahead and get the book. It is super reasonably priced for all the patterns that are in here. There's just a few of them on the back, and there's more, Okay, we are going to take now and catch up on the state fabrics. I think leaving Christmas behind me is perfect because the state fabrics, all the mail feels like Christmas when it comes in. I do have to tell you, Greg had to explain to our mail carrier why I was getting so many packages for so many days. It's like for a month now. That's pretty funny, but he's a great guy. So, and he knows all about YouTube, and he understands all that stuff. He's a great guy. Okay, we are just going to go through. I am just going to be grabbing right out of here because I've got all of these and a few others over here. So we're just going to get one at a time. So this is from Terry in Washington State. Super cute. Look at the little fox. Look at that. And Terry sent me yummy Starbucks. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. And Terry is an early riser because she joins us on the morning chat. But look at this. So she sent me for my lemon chiffon. Look how stinking cute those rabbits are. So cute. And then a Washington State fabric. And all the fabrics have been loaded already onto the page the day they come in the mail, so you can go there and check. But after today, well, as of today, everything through Saturday is being shown. So, these little panels are just so cute. They're really, really well done. I like them. Okay, this one is from Lynn in Oregon. How cute is this postcard? Look at that. That is Donna Ingram Schlusser's McSlusher's Garden. So I guess it's probably a pattern. What's it say? From Round Robin Quilts, Friendship Quilts of the 90s and beyond. So a little while ago. It is so darling, right? Okay. And you guys send me such wonderful notes. So wonderful. So Oregon, a sister state to Washington State, right? Oh, this is a bigger version of that panel. Have I gotten the bigger versions too? Look at the roses down there and the seals. Some square dancing I see over there. Very cool. These are so cool. Okay. And it's got all kinds of things that go on in your states, which I think are great. And you can go to the page, you can click on the photos I took, and it will enlarge them. This is from Marina in Texas. Look, she put a little sticker on there for me. And Marina's found a few of the ones that are international, and so you have been quite diligent, my dears. You have been sending me some fun things, and she found Australia. So we do have quite a few Australian quilters in our community, including my friend Kendall, who is one of the people who helps out. I call them the ambassadors. You can recognize them. But Australia, my friend Jane Davidson, who co-wrote the Splendid Sampler project with me. So there are a very strong, deep, large community of quilters in Australia. So I am thrilled to have that. That is wonderful. Okay, what do I got here? I've got this from Carla. And sometimes when you send them right from Etsy, I don't know what state that you are from, but she sent me Alabama. So there we go. Alabama. Okay. Very cool. Now keep this in mind. This particular print, not Alabama, but this particular fabric print. It's a little surprise about that in the letters. So just keep that one in your head don't forget about it. Let me show you one that is up here. Now this is not a state, but this is from Marilee in New Mexico. And she found this amazing, look at this box, this amazing mushroom box. Isn't this wonderful? I love boxes. I am a container person. I love containers. And then very well wrapped inside was, look at this with the little birds. Marilee, thank you. Mwah. This is so precious. So precious. I love it. Okay, so what else do we have in here? I'm just grabbing things. This is from Mississippi, MISSIPPI. What is it like you do as a kid, right? And so there are these cool, they look like they would be embroidery, right? That you would embroider them. Aren't they the neatest thing? This is like the second or third one of them. They are from different states. So they would have been maybe to embroider and have a state quilt, or just put it like a state, you know, like put them together, you know, without doing any embroidery on them. They would just have that look of embroidery, of course. Okay, so, oh, this I have to keep showing you. Okay, I'm going to show it to you now. I keep saying I'm going to do it at the end. I'm going to show it to you now. This is from before, from one of other days. But Diane in Canada sent me along this recipe. And I thought I needed to share the recipe with everybody. So I'm going to hold it here. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and take a picture of it and put it over on the kitchen, well, the group where you can share kitchen things, gardening things, anything not quilting is my Fireside Chat group at Facebook. So I will put that recipe in there. But it's super simple. A 3-ingredient banana bread. Bananas, eggs, and a yellow cake mix. I do think you're going to need a little cinnamon and a few nuts to that too. So that would just be me. But if you have made something like that, let us know, because I just think it sounds really simple and easy, and I want to try it. I'm sure that I will have out-of-date bananas, out of date, you know, like overripe bananas. So this is one of the ones that got sent right from Etsy. Do I know who it was sent from? No, I don't. Did not put your name. So this is a different Alabama. There we go. Look at that. That's pretty. That's pretty. It's got that sort of gray, really gray blue. It's a pretty color. Okay. And then one day when this gets a little bit more calmed down, which hopefully is calming down soon because I have all the states, I will show you all of the bags of fabric. The bags. This is from Kathy in Alabama. Here's a card. Look at that. How pretty with the log cabin. Have you made a log cabin quilt? Tell me in the comments if you've made a log cabin quilt. And she sent me some. Here we go. Ta-da! It's got that Alabama in there. Got it going. Got the state image. This is going to be such a fun quilt to put together. I do not have a layout designed. I have thoughts, but it is not designed. And it will certainly not use all the fabric because there is, okay, I'm going to do this one now, because there is massively more fabric than could ever be in one quilt. So yeah, but I will be using a little bit of everything. Look at this card. Stinking cute. Look at that. And so this is from Cindy in Vermont. And the fabric is sort of like a northeast, you know, regional. So it has a bunch of states on it. It's got and it's got the lobster, it's got Rhode Island, Vermont, yeah, just a bunch of Maine. Anything else? It's got the Appalachian Trail on there. This is super cute. Super cute. Plus she found me a mushroom needle minder. How darling is that? And some stickers. Look at those. Look at those. Just the mushrooms get me every time. I do not know why. They just do. Okay, let's do this one because it's sitting here. This is from Mari in Virginia. Look how cute. Look how cute. She got me some Washington, D.C. fabric and had written me in advance, and one piece had come in and I'd shown you, and she knew there were some others coming, and they took a little while. So they finally came in. So I've got Washington, D.C. with all kinds of landmarks like Penn Station, you know, Capitol Hill, just all kinds of super cool things. And then this one with the icons. There we go. The buildings and the seals and the whatnots that you find here in my area. My area of the world. We all have those things we find in our areas of the world. But she also sent me a few other goodies. Some gummies. So the regular traditional gummies, and this is kind of the original company Harborough that was in Germany when I was a kid, and we called them gummies. We never said gummy. I never even heard that until just a couple of years ago. And then she sent me peaches so that I could have some of these while I'm doing the pear quilt in the peach fabrics. So sweet of you. So sweet of you. Then she also sent me some yellow squares, which are going to go right for the lemon chiffon. They're going right over here so they don't get lost and misplaced. A super cute mushroom that hangs in the window. So it's got the little tag there, so it's got a little chain in there to hang it up. That is so darling. And then in here, some little mushrooms on a zipper pull. Love it. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to have to break into the peach ones, the peach gummies. Yep. Gotta do it. Okay. So this here is from Susan in Delaware. Okay, I have to be careful because this is small and I don't want to lose it. Okay, so she sent this so sweet card. Look at that. And then she took the piece of the Delaware out of the sort of mid-Atlantic shop hop fabric. So I've got the word Delaware with a little bit different stuff. So it's just the Delaware stuff on there, which is super cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I had to be sure I don't lose that one in the bag because a couple of you sent like some very small pieces, which are super cool to tuck in somewhere. Okay. No, we're not looking at that one yet. Okay, these two. Okay, we've got three more, but two of them have like multiple things. So let me just do those first. This one is from Deb in North Carolina. And look at this. Look at the card. It's like 3D. So these are lifted, see? So delicate, gorgeous. And she sent me a zippy bag. So perfect. With some mushroom socks. I love them. Oh my goodness. They're so cute. A little Starbucks to have. Thank you. Mwah, mwah. Thank you. Some lemon chiffon squares to use, lemon squares. And they're going to go right over here. Everything goes right over there. And I'm using them right away. And I will show you maybe tomorrow the lemon chiffon. And then this absolutely beautiful mug. Look at the mushrooms on lavender. Okay, now that I use lavender in the critter quilt, I'm like all about lavender, looking for lavender about where to use that in things. Isn't that the way you use a color? It's kind of like when you buy a car and then all of a sudden you see either the same car or the same color you got, everywhere. Thank you. Mwah. Okay, two more. Okay, first one, let me do the one that I told you to remember. Remember the fabrics with all the words on them, that we've had that same sort of style of fabric several times? Well, it turns out that fabric is designed by Sheila on Spoonflower. And Sheila heard about the project. Sheila, I don't know if you're a quilter. She sent me a card telling me she heard about the project. Whoops. And there's a little sticker she sent along. And this is her Heritage Luxe fabrics. Heritage Luxe on Spoonflower. So there we go. And then she sent me Rhode Island. There we go, Rhode Island. All the kind of towns and cities and things in Rhode Island. And Idaho on gray. So this is the first one I've seen on gray. I don't think we've had any others on the gray. There's Idaho. I think that's fun because if you live in the state, you kind of hunt around to see if you have your town there, like Grangeville or McCall, Hayburn, St. Anthony. Just calling out Idaho towns. I don't know any Idaho towns. Boise, okay, I've heard of that one. That's the only one I've heard of. All right, the last one, my friend. Okay, and this is from, let me find out who it's from. This is from Chris in Idaho. And she sent a card and a note. There we go. A quilter's blessing card. So sweet. So sweet. And first let me just show you the Idaho fabric. This is that cool version that has like all the different stuff on it. So there we go. So right side up, yep, there we go. And then she also sent me some other yummy things, like a bag of Lifesaver gummies. I like Lifesavers. We got them at Christmas from my granny. We got Lifesavers. So I always was, you know, I've always enjoyed Lifesavers and those flavors that are in a Lifesaver pack, you know, the regular fruit pack. And then she sent me a few things. The Idaho Spud. Oh my gosh, this cracked me up. Greg is dying to get into this. It feels a little squishy, like it's marshmallow. So I'm guessing it's marshmallow. I'm guessing. If you know, leave me a note in the comments. And then some huckleberry jam and a huckleberry candy bar. Look at that. Super cool. I love these little jars of jam because that's about the amount I can use. That's, you know, I don't use jam that as often, but when I get a little one like this, I can use it up and then it's done, and it's great. Okay, my friend, you have seen a lot here. This was a jam-packed and a little bit long, so I appreciate all of you staying to see all of the wonderful state fabrics that came in. I probably later in the year will start working on state fabric layout. I know I have it floating in my head, kind of what I'm going to do, you know, and then I just have to draw it all out. So that'll take a little while. And then probably in 2025, I will work on it during the year. It will not be like the critter quilts where I put it up and it's jammed right through. It won't be like that. It'll be kind of, certain things will be block based, and it'll be a much slower paced project that'll be worked on. Okay, so I hope that you are doing Christmas all year. If you are, show your quilts today. We want to see it. Show where you are. Show the blocks, your peppermint blocks. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.